Hello friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the party. I'm so excited to have you. So this video is actually really exciting. It is the first part of a three-part series. At least I'm thinking it'll be 3 parts. I'll let you guys know if it ends up having to be more than that. But so far it's going to be a little trilogy that we're going to be doing here, and I'm going to dive right into it. But before I do, I want to remind you guys that you can follow me on social media. I've got an Instagram, a Facebook, and a TikTok. I'm very excited about all 3, but I'm most active on TikTok, then Instagram, then Facebook. So find me at Maca Guerrero. That's just at, and then this name that you see on my channel. And then, of course, I've got mysticalmac.com, and you can check that out. Got lots of information about my tarot card readings, my podcast that also comes out on my channel, by the way, in video format every Monday. And yeah, you can find my daily blog on there, too. I post every single day, daily blog, and it's a fun time. So check those things out, like, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into this really excited subject that warrants a 3-part series. So, excuse me, I had a little bit of an itch. So what is it that we're going to be talking about? I'm actually insanely stoked to be talking about the tarot deck. I know, the tarot deck. Everyone knows about it, or most people know about it. Some people fear it. Some people think it's the coolest thing ever. Some people don't really know where to stand with it because they've heard all kinds of things and they've seen the portrayal of the tarot deck in movies, and you know, it doesn't always get the most flattering portrayals. Like, it doesn't, and it's unfortunate because the tarot deck, I believe, is highly misunderstood. And this is what I'm going to be diving into in this first part of this 3-part series. This first part, I'm just going to be tackling some myths about the tarot deck. I'm going to be telling you what it actually can do for you. I'm going to be letting you know just a little bit of an introduction to it, a little bit of, you know, I don't want to call them hard facts, but just what I have found from working with this deck, from working with multiple tarot decks, actually, in the past 5 years and more. So before we even get into how to use the deck, what the cards actually mean, how to read those cards, we have to inform ourselves about why the deck is here, how it can be useful, and we've got to debunk some myths because there are some myths out there that are just not serving us when it comes to this, and it's not serving the practice that it can be to use the tarot deck either. So let's get into that. First of all, let's go to the bottom of bottom questions. What the heck is a tarot deck? If you've never heard of a tarot deck ever in your life, like, what is this? Well, the tarot deck is a specific deck of cards. So what I mean by that is you can have 100 different themes of tarot deck. In fact, there are thousands of themes out there. You can get a dragon one. I actually have a mermaid one right in front of me. You can get a bird tarot deck. You can get a goddesses tarot deck. You can get any sort of tarot deck that you could possibly want. The thing that they will all have in common, though, is they will all have the same cards. So you see this Queen of the Ocean card. This actually is the Empress card. So this particular deck, this creator, this person who took the tarot deck and created their own version of it, decided to name the Empress the Queen of the Ocean. Now, in most other decks, this card, regardless of theme, is going to be named the Empress, unless that particular deck creator takes the liberty and names it something that has to do with their specific theme. So what I'm trying to say here is a tarot deck, just like a deck of playing cards, is always going to have the same cards, no matter what the theme is. So you can go to the Bellagio in Vegas, and they might have themed playing cards to the Bellagio. You can go to Pyramid, you know, is there even one called Pyramid? Whatever. You can go to like the New Orleans casino in Vegas, and they might have a deck of playing cards that's their theme. But at the end of the day, you're going to have the same cards, right? That's the same thing with the tarot deck. So the tarot is made up of 2 parts. it's made up of the major arcana, and it's made up of the minor arcana. Now, in the major arcana, you have cards like the Empress, you have cards like the World, you have cards like, oh, I just was holding up the World, talked about the World. This is the World. This is the Wheel of Fortune. The Moon is also another card that is going to be in the major arcana. Death is going to be in the major arcana. The Tower, the Lovers, the Devil. The cards that we seem to always see in movies and TV are going to be in that. Now, one of the things that movies and TV do that kind of annoyed the crap out of me is the fact that they seem to only use the major arcana because those are the cards that people seem to recognize. But the thing is, your reading is not accurate or halfway even trying to be complete without the minor arcana. The major arcana only makes up about 20-something cards. The minor arcana actually makes up 50-something cards, 52 maybe, actually, yeah, because just like our deck of playing cards, it's got 4 suits, and each suit has 4 court cards and 10 number cards. So, every suit in the minor arcana corresponds to an element. In the numbers 1 through 10, you've also got a little bit of a journey that you can use to read with. And then, of course, every court card is going to have its own attributes, right? So we'll dive deeper into what the suits are, what elements the suits correspond to, and we'll dive deeper into the deeper meaning of the numerology for the 1 through 10 number cards. We'll dive deeper as well into the major arcana as well as the minor in the next couple videos in this series. For now, we're just learning what the deck is, okay? So we've got these 2 parts that make up the tarot deck. We need the major arcana for kind of these overarching themes and points of clarity, and then we need the minor arcana to kind of sort out the deeper stuff, to kind of pull out and suss out a little bit of the stuff that isn't quite as broad, that can be a little bit more narrowed down. So they work intrinsically, they work together, and anytime you see a movie and the tarot deck is about this big, you know that they're only using the major arcana, and that is inaccurate. So they should have an occult specialist and a little tarot specialist telling them that there is no reading that could possibly be done without over half of the deck. So there's that. Okay, it's made out of 2 parts. 2 parts. Yeah, right. Sorry, it's like 4 a.m. here. So it's made out of these 2 parts that are very integral to the deck. So if you've ever seen cups, if you've ever seen swords or wands, it's not like you're not seeing the tarot deck. You're actually just seeing parts of it that other people don't normally see. So we talked about, it's got 2 parts. We talked about how we're going to be debunking some myths, right? So first of all, I want to debunk the myth that the deck is all powerful. Now, I don't necessarily think that a lot of people think this, but I have encountered people that are afraid of the tarot deck and are afraid of what it could show them. And those people tend to have this kind of belief that the deck has power over them some way, somehow. It doesn't. The deck has just about as much power as Thor's hammer. It needs Thor to wield it. So the deck in itself, of course, has curated a lot of energy over time. Like, the tarot deck has been used to help people gain guidance for a long, long time. So just like a stone that's been brewing in the earth, and one day it gets mined and suddenly a person takes that stone home and that stone's energy fills their home, the deck is similar in the sense that it has gotten a lot of hype and it has gotten a lot of use over time, the tarot deck especially. Just the fact that you see that there are millions of themes of the tarot, but that the cards never really change, and the meanings of those cards are always going to inherently be the same and very similar from deck to deck. Like, that tells you there's a lot of curated energy around this, but you still need your own energy. As the reader, I still need to input my energy into this reading, and I still need the readee to input their energy into this reading willingly, you know, with love and heart in order for the deck to actually take us anywhere viable that actually provides guidance. Now, the second and last myth that I'm going to be debunking is this deck cannot tell you your future. First of all, if you're a person that even seeks out this kind of stuff in the first place, your future is probably always changing. You're probably always going through a million variables at a time, and one choice can take you on a path that you could never, ever, ever have imagined going down. So what I mean by that is, personally in my readings, I do not tell you what your future is. I tell you that there might be a direction that you're heading in that is a lot more likely than other ones. But usually what ends up happening in that reading is everything that leads up to that card gives you enough information that if you wanted to change your trajectory completely, you could, based on that reading alone. So don't ever let someone tell you that that is your future, because what you're doing, or what they're doing really, is kind of having you create a self-fulfilling prophecy, whether they mean to or not. So this deck doesn't actually tell you your future, just like it doesn't have any power over you. What it does is, just like a map, it can, just like a map with moving parts, essentially, it can lay out a situation for you to see it visually in order for you to make the best decision. So that's my intro to the tarot deck. It's pretty old. It's, you know, it's hundreds of years old, if not a little bit longer. A little fun fact that it's not even a fun fact, it's a fun inference that I'm gonna put in there here at the end is, you know, the tarot deck used to be a deck of playing cards, just like our regular deck of playing cards. And then someday the major arcana got added as these sort of trump cards, these cards that can, you know, surpass all. And then I think that some genius gypsy one day, like, really wanted to make a buck, but, like, someone stole all her shit and she didn't have her crystals or anything, and she was like, I'm just gonna use this deck. And then it just became a thing. That is my hypothesis as to how the tarot deck became a tool of divination. But yeah, anyways, that's my intro to the tarot. I look forward to jumping into the major arcana and the minor arcana in the next video. We're going to learn all about those cards. And in the third video, I'm actually going to show you how to do a little reading for yourself. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you next time.